There we are. Good
Yo,
evening. I kind of messed that one up there, I guess. But hey, well,
you're in the
we're back.
Philippines. What the hell you doing coming up on time?
Yeah, I know, eh? Well,
All right. Who's echoing?
who's what? Who's what? I can't hear you.
I said, hold on, it was me that was echoing.
Oh yeah, yeah. It wasn't me. I made sure it wasn't me. Usually, when it comes, YouTube part comes on a few
Yeah,
seconds
that's
before.
better now, right?
Yeah, yeah. I made sure I did mine because I almost always forget it. But what did I do today? Shit
So you
today.
got all your Packer paraphernalia on.
Yeah.
Your boys are going to come to Pittsburgh November 12th.
Are they?
Treat them
Don't
quite
expect
rudely.
too. Don't expect too much out of them. They've blown two come from behind wins here. Should have had, but they. I didn't bother watching the highlights or low lights, I should
It's going to
say.
be a battle of the lowlifes.
Well, I don't get the. It used to wreck my Monday because I'd be pissed if they lost. So now I just leave it up to YouTube, you know. So if they won, I look at it. I look at it. If they didn't, then I don't bother.
This game's going to be a 1 p.m. Eastern, so that'll be 1 in the morning for you. No, no, no.
Noon.
The clocks will change, so it'll be midnight for you, right? Yeah.
Uh, 1 in the morning. Well, midnight would be.
Right now, 1 Eastern time is 1 your time. We're going to turn the clocks on November 5th.
It's 8:22 at home right now.
Correct. No, it's 7:22 in Wisconsin.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's when my computer's on.
Right.
I keep adding that hour for some reason. But
I'm Eastern time. I'm 8:22.
David told me they were going to get rid of daylight savings, but I looked on the phone and in November 6th they changed back.
Right. Yeah, it's not going to happen this year. Still changing. So.
Oh no,
Hey, Mike.
you gotta debate it. You know what I mean? You gotta go to have somebody stand there so the both houses can you know lower the hammer on them, call them assholes, and then they pass them.
How's your
You
property
know?
going up?
Oh yeah, that's going good. That's going good. Got almost all the walls up, and roofing should come on pretty soon. The uncle's taking
Walls?
uncle's taking the month of December off. He's going up to Manila to visit his children for a month.
Tony, you said the walls of the house are going up?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you just had the fence around it, but now you got walls,
No.
huh?
Yeah.
You got a cement slab foundation or what?
Yeah. Not found. Not this. It's a little more than that. It's deeper than it's. It.
It's a hell of a lot of cement, huh?
Yeah. What can I say?
Mixed by hand, huh?
Well, they got to fill in. They got to fill it in with any junk they got laying around, rocks and all kinds of shit. But the back door to the house, they had to pound down the roofing to make it fit. The roofing on the house that sits there, they had to beat it because it was in the way.
Oh, shit.
But I'm watching them with the string line. No, no, no. There's no measure, other than eyeball.
And here you are paying big bucks to an architect for all these perfect drawings.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Uh,
he's also the master plumber. See, he
oh, I
didn't
see.
he didn't know it at first, and he didn't. It kind of shocked him because her uncle's been doing this shit for over 40 years, so he knows how to read a blueprint. And
So,
he
hey,
didn't
do
like.
their water lines? Do their water lines just come in the side of the wall of the house instead of being underground like they are here in the states?
No, it's this. I don't know because I'm not going to have one. I have a septic tank.
No, but I mean your basic water that goes into the house. You got city water, or are you going to have well water?
both, both.
Both.
You know how they do city water here? They take that hard plastic fucking tube that you
Right.
buy
Right.
at the hardware store, and they got it
They
just below
run
the
it for miles. Yeah.
yeah, just below the surface, if not, you know, tad above
Supplies
it.
enough, they tap it off their neighbors so they don't get charged for it.
Well, look, this place was it's zoned agricultural, so there is no, there's no sewer.
Yeah.
You got your own sewer, but I went over there the other day. The uncle's he had one laborer working with him. He usually got four now, and a couple of these guys, anytime there's something going on in a bonga, they split on Friday. So when I was up there this past was it Wednesday, I think. No, it wasn't Wednesday. Shit, man, it was Tuesday. But I only had one guy there, one guy and my uncle, the skilled and the laborer. And I said, my brother-in-law was having a party at his house. One is for his son's baptismal, and the other is for he built this thing in between the houses. He can rent it out karaoke. So my guys, instead of being at my house working, most three of them were over there working.
Yeah. Well, there's free food and drink.
And I said to her uncle, I said, this is pissing me off a bit, man. They don't even ask me. You come here to work on my shit, then you're going to tell me that you have to do something else, more important than what I'm paying you for. Well, he kind of prodded me into saying, I'm like, this is bullshit, man. This is what a day less that I'm going to be done, or more,
I
because the
heard
work.
I heard that from several foreigners that were building places like who's that guy, that Texas Filipino, the guy that was building a big
Yeah,
place? He said
yeah,
that the whole crew, some other foreigner in the neighborhood offered him better pay. So his whole crew just up and quit and moved on to the better paying job right in the middle of his stuff. So
if I didn't have, well, this the dumb fucking the other labor. I mean, carpenter we call him. And they all agreed, 600 pesos a day for those guys, 400 for the labor. That's general shit there. You're gonna get the minimum. You're gonna get it, and all of a sudden he's working for these people. He's getting 800. Well, he already agreed to six.
hmm
And I said, no, I ain't gonna get doing. Everybody wanted me to keep him. I ain't paying that fucker 800. And
right,
then I'm with a guy that's got over 40 years experience. 40 years of experience. I'm paying him six. I can't do that.
right,
So instead of saying, okay, I'll do it for six, he didn't say nothing. Then we got this because he knew how to finish. Well, he didn't know how to finish when they built the wall, but the next guy did. And that fucker lasted a month, and he was borrowed money and left town forever. So I told her uncle, I said, man, you find a guy, come down here, man, bring him down. So he brought down another guy, architect. I mean, not architect, carpenter. So they got kind of this professional thing going on, because the father, the uncle, he like Christian, he made a mistake. Only it was on in a good way though. When they were bending the bar, um, like a collar, I don't know what they call it, but it goes, on the four. You got the four rebar on a corner
right.
supporting. Yeah, you got four rebars sticking up.
And then they
So
got to bend the angle iron.
they got this little collar goes on there. So
hmm
so they didn't bend it enough. And another thing is her uncle strengthened the house when this guy's the architect's drawing uh, would have made the possibility that the floor would have, when it settled, it would have cracked all over.
Right.
So he bitched, the architect said, well, you guys ain't following my thing. He said, hey, I'm making it stronger. Hey, well, I'm using 5 and not 4 bars. So what? You know. So he let that go. And then he brought down, I mean, as soon as he brought down them guys, he brought down a carpenter, and a fellow carpenter, and a couple laborers. Some are related on the brother-in-law side. So they come down, man. And one of them hurt his hand with some freaking cocoa wood or some shit. So we paid for medicine for that. Otherwise, so they've been making great progress because he tells me it ain't. I know it ain't gonna happen. He said, yeah, your house will be done in 2 months. Well, you're taking off for a month pretty soon. So
Right, right.
you know,
Yeah.
he told me that. He told me that.
That's
Back
2 months on his time, not 2 months
Hey,
on your time.
yeah, he told me this. He told me this first back in what was it? In April or May. He said, when I go down to Manila, I come back and we'll do yours. Well, that didn't happen for longer after that. So I was like, okay, sure. So now he says it again. I'm like, well, whatever, man. So my brother-in-law had a bit uh, uh, knowing when he was doing his house, he was building his. I didn't ask to take anybody off that job. You know,
Right.
I wait my turn.
When I
So
told my wife that you were building, what is it? Habonga? Is that the name of where your house is?
no. Mine's in
No.
Butuan. He's from the uncle's from Mabonga.
Yeah. But I told my wife you were building there and that about, the labor issue and stuff. And she said, oh, because she has a cousin who was a policewoman in Butuan, right? She
Mm.
was. But she said, oh, JoJo knows, she said she knows very good workers. If he wants good workers, I said, nah, I ain't doing that. It's like matchmaking. I don't want to recommend someone and then them do a shit job for you, or
No,
bail out on you like someone else.
well,
So,
this ain't America. It comes to be expected.
yeah.
You're either going to get gold or you're not.
And I imagine that's probably another scheme where they bid a certain job, like so much for labor and so much for the main guy,
No,
and then
no,
they start on it and they say, well, this guy over
no,
here. So they try to get you going up.
they can't. Well, they tried that before the other guy did because I
There's
wouldn't
no
pay him.
written contract, right? How much you're going to pay them? It's
No,
all
no, no,
oral
no.
agreement, right?
Yeah, all oral for this particular one, anyways. But he so the brother-in-law was having. I didn't borrow nobody. I waited my turn. Uh, and then all of a sudden, it's like all of a sudden they're taking a couple of days off to work on his little uh, roofing project for
Right.
this karaoke thing he wants to rent out.
Yeah.
And at first I didn't think nothing of it, but then I thought to myself when I was talking to our uncle, I said, I don't know why you know. I said, look, I had these guys come down to work on my shit,
Yeah.
and I don't appreciate them taking a fucking day or two
Yeah.
off.
You got to do your own shit on your own time off. That's
Well,
like
you know what?
for us here, when we work
Mm,
around the house, we got to do our shit on the weekend, when we were off.
yeah, yeah.
We don't tell our main job, oh, hey, I got to
But
cut the
Greg,
grass today. I got to redo my shed. So
yeah,
a couple of days.
I did it. I know we had these things coming, but you plan them ahead of time. You don't go like 2 days prior and go, "Hey, man,
Yeah.
I'm going to use a couple guys." Fuck that shit. Are you kidding me? I said, "I'd get somebody else then. I don't give a shit." But her uncle handpicked these guys out, and the one he's always having a beef with because when he made that honest mistake of not uh, uh, bending that collar, I don't know what you call it, rebar uh, far enough. They had to make it was a very fixable mistake.
Yeah.
So he loved that younger guy. He's in his 40s. He loved that shit. He reminded me constantly how the great Dudong messed up.
Hey, Craig, how you doing? How'd your football team do, Craig?
So he's reminding me constantly that he fucked up because he did one the week before that. You know, so
I'd consider those things. Would you call them a collar? Because
yeah,
it's the stuff that goes around. And when they've got the vertical standing rebar coming up for a column or something, then they put. I'd call it a collar,
yeah, it
where
could
it
be.
keeps those four in a square shape all
Right,
the way
right,
up.
right.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But they don't
Yeah,
weld those or anything, right? They just put them
well,
on.
I
Oh,
I don't know.
they wrap them with wire, right? They have
Yeah, the
real thin
thin.
metal
Yeah,
wire, and they just tie it on like that.
but it's got to be a certain thickness. Can't be thinner than what they had called for. But yeah, that's what they do with that because that leaves it flexible. You know, if you
Right.
weld it, you fuck that up. Well, you gotta sit there and then you gotta grind the
Yeah.
weld off. Take that thing off, grind the weld off of it, the weld off of that.
So,
You
how
know,
much on your exterior walls, perimeter of your house? How many feet by how many feet would you say your house is?
I don't know, man.
Or meters by meters, whatever that was.
It's 84. I think 84 meters. Just around 900
84
square.
square meters is the measurement.
So yeah, it's about 900 square feet.
Okay. Yeah.
But but I want to put in a dirty kitchen, which
That'd be
I
like 25 by 40, something like that. That's 1,000 square feet.
yeah. Well, I
So,
was looking at 10 and a half meters it got, and I think that's 32.
uh huh.
So I don't know about the rest, but I was talking to the architect, and I said, "Hey, man, you got to get a permit for this dirty kitchen thing." He said, "Nah, everybody does it." So I started thinking because the uncle took the liberty of taking out one of the. Well, I agreed with him, one of the kitchen windows because everything's so small. So I said, "Yeah, man, go ahead, you know." But I'm going to put in a dirty kitchen where it's going to be uh, it could be a gallery. You know, you'd be able to walk on both sides of a round table.
Right.
So I can, you know, and then have if I want to have a pool made, you know, I got fucking 17 feet by whatever, you know. I'm not looking for, it's more of an adult wading pool that's 4 feet deep, 4 or 5 feet. I don't need, I don't, you know, there isn't going to be any diving and any of that shit, even jumping, because when I go to jump in, I hit that 4 feet real fast.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to do at the back after this is all done. But I got a free, I can create my own, color my own landscape there, or whatever they say, to as to how big I want it. The architect is the plumber, so I could have him run some lines, you know, that are where I need them to be. Because I was going to take just a filter. I was going to take a regular sump pump and you know and have it put it at the bottom when I want to circulate water when I clean the water.
How high are your ceilings going to be inside?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Don't know.
8 feet maybe, something
It's a
like that.
one-story house, right? Just one
Yeah,
floor, right? Okay.
yeah, one story.
Yeah. Yeah, they usually have higher ceilings, but that's okay because hot air rises, so
Yeah, yeah, it does.
I think
Well,
that's the point of having the higher ceilings. So,
here's what I learned of a little experiment of my own. I used to have my ceiling fans in the house running in reverse because you know hot air rises
yeah.
and cold air sinks. So I had them. I felt the breeze of the fan even though it was in reverse, but it kept the air moving around without because hot air falls. When you have a regular fan in like that, you're bringing that shit down from the
You're
top.
blowing the hot air down to where the cold air is supposed to
Yeah,
be. Yeah.
so I just started doing it the other way. I thought, well, you know, well, let's check this out because all you're doing is moving that hot ass air around your butt, you know, in your face. So when I have it in reverse, you can feel a bit of a wind movement, but you're comforted more comfortable because you don't feel all the heat. So if you're gonna have a fan, you know, in a window, then you want it to run one side to the other, you know. But
I tried to, I tried to explain that to my wife. Our air conditioner went out, and it was in the evening, right? It cools off. You know how it cools off. It could be like 90 during the day, but in Wisconsin, it can get down to 65 at night, right? So
yeah,
I
yeah,
tried to convince her, look, we'll put the fans on the windows, blow that cold air from outside in.
Hmm.
She was just putting a fan like up against a wall where it wasn't sucking anything but the already hot air in the house. I said, I, I tried to talk reason into her that look, you want to suck the cold air from outside in,
Oh,
but
now you're,
that went over like a lead balloon. I
you're
mean,
yo, of course, man. You were
I'm
beating
trying
out
to
of the.
talk common sense into somebody. I'm like,
Oh, that's your mistake.
yeah. That's why I'd be so
Look,
frustrated there, man. I'd be like
look,
you are.
look.
I'd have to take Quaaludes
Hey,
just to calm
hey,
down.
and I'm not even that. I'm not even that well educated, and it irritates me. What would happen with somebody that was? I'm telling you,
Uh,
man. Logic, fucking logic.
don't
Forget about
don't
logic.
have any physics teacher or engineer go over there.
You know, I should, I should have a what do you call it? Magician. Well, Viking. I talk a lot because I got on each subject. There's so many. There's much more that to say about it other than okay and that thing because it can get involved. This with the construction thing. Kiko understands this. What I'm saying. So when I go up there and I look and I ask, what's what, so I know what's going on. So listen. I guess my private walk-in closet and the half bath is still in play because little did I know, unbeknownst to me, until I went and asked a question, they can't change the plans. Otherwise, it upsets the architect's feelings.
hmm
So those plans you submitted to do that a certain way, you can't deviate against.
Yeah, you can't make anyone
So
lose faith.
I'm sitting in front of the house. Picked a different. I was sitting in uh, my mother-in-law's lot. So I'm sitting there and I'm looking and I see that bump out, like a foot. It's a foot, 30,000 base, 30,000, 0.030, a foot.
Yeah.
So I'm looking, I go, what the hell, man? So I go up there and I ask him, hey, I thought we weren't doing that. And he said, oh, the architect wouldn't let us. But nobody told me that shit.
All right.
I'm the fucker that pays for this shit and I don't know nothing.
Why would you have to know? You're just paying for it.
But even if you have 30 million things to say about building houses, you can stop and breathe for 2 seconds.
No, I'm fine, man. I'm
I was
fine.
just asking why I see you. I didn't see Kiko.
Oh,
I'm
Because he
trying
was
to
hogging
just
he was
I,
hogging the screen.
I wouldn't know either.
so I was just trying to hint to you that maybe you should put him on the screen too. But
Well, he doesn't like his face on there.
Just wait, Christian. He hasn't even started on the beers yet tonight.
Yeah, man. No, I only had 8 to start with, and I already got 2 down. But
Oh,
I'm probably not gonna have nothing next week because I have to order my whole garden.
hey,
My name,
Pack.
my what do you call it beer there? Bier from Belgium.
hey, David.
Yeah, man.
Man,
Oh,
I woke up this morning, looked at the phone. It's 62 degrees at 8 in the morning.
it's
62.
pretty, it's pretty
But
good.
you know what? It'll last for another day, and then it's going 40s for the high next week. So
That shit, I can't fuck
that's
that.
about 6 degrees in your land, Christian.
So
You know what,
Next
man? My,
next week the high is going to be 6.
My life used to revolve around nice weather, and to wait 9 months to get 3 months, and for that 3 months to be shitty, have
Hey,
90 and it's 60 the next day. Come on.
now it's beautiful. I love spring and fall, especially fall weather. This is
I like,
perfect.
hey, I like fall, just that balmy warmth you get,
Uh,
but I despise fucking winter, man.
in fact, today I might cut my grass for the last time
What
today
you doing, dude?
because my neighbors on both sides did. So I'll
I
do
was
mine.
helping you because you're so busy talking. So
You saw I was on it, didn't you? Didn't you? You saw I was on it, didn't you? Oh, fuck. Look at
What?
this
Did he
guy.
let David up?
Yeah, he's fucking on Johnny on the spot here, man. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
supposed to go. I was supposed to go.
You're
I was
that
supposed
quick
to.
with the trolls.
Hey, I was
you
supposed
know
to
the
go
Trolls
back.
guy
go.
better.
Go back to my I was supposed to go back to my own StreamYard.
Hey,
But
Christian, Tony doesn't give the trolls a chance to troll.
Right.
yeah, there you go. Troll this.
Tony.
Troll this.
No airspace for the troll.
Can't have it. Nope, can't have it. Gee, somebody's playing
So
fucking.
what are you guys up to this morning?
David, you and I sent the wives off to work, so we're just sitting back scratching ourselves.
That's pretty much true.
Yep.
She
You
just,
say I'm think. You say I'm thinking about you, honey. Have a good day.
Yeah.
go make some money, honey.
Hey, my wife has decided she wants to do her U.S. citizenship now.
Excellent.
I said, okay. So I said, what's that cost? She says like $700. I said, what?
Yeah, fuck it.
Screw it. I'm buying you a plane to Mexico. You just come across and get the free shit.
There you go. There you go.
Here, yeah, send her over. Send her over, man.
Yeah, send her a plane ticket to the border and walk
Nah.
back across.
No, you drive her back there, then you sit where you can watch, and then she makes it, and they're fine if she don't. You know, you go down and you go down and get
How
her.
long
And
do you have the hotel room paid for? Where's your free phone?
hell yeah, man.
So you gotta move forward with it.
Not that shit.
Not deporting.
$700?
Yeah, I think that's probably what it
Not the
costs.
poor
now.
people that can't afford it.
You guys should have saw the lady that interviewed my wife. Oh my god.
It will be. It would be really easy for you guys. It would just cost.
Sexiest looking 5 foot tall chick I've ever seen in my life.
Good or a bad?
Good, man. You kidding me? She had on this white top with one of those fancy fucking you could see through. You know, big,
Noticed or anything?
big titties, black hair. She had a purple skirt, like a pleated, and she had black style.
Time out. David, Christian, Tony can remember all these details, but he can't remember what he was just talking about the sentence before. You know where his priorities are.
Oh, shut that fucker up here.
Let me just say this.
Hey, I'm trying to let you in on a good story here.
Okay, she had the white see-through top. Keep going.
Black stockings, purple skirt, white blouse with big like freaking 40s.
Like penthouse letters, you know?
And then I go, hey, I shook her hand. I'm like, oh fuck. Boing, yoing, yoing.
I can shake.
See, that's why my wife thinks you're a bad influence on me.
I wish I would have been able to go back and do another interview.
No, honey. When we said he's aso, that wasn't. We didn't mean dog. We meant the American version.
Yeah.
Hey, this is once a week you get to come on and let your hair down. You know, guy talk is guy talk, for Christ's sake. I ain't telling nobody to leave their
Your
old
wife's
lady.
not in hearing vicinity, Tony. We're safe because we put ours up to work. Christian's by himself. I think Christian's
But,
by himself. I don't know. I don't want to assume.
Have you started interviewing young ladies for what? Wash your clothes?
Hey, none of your business, man. If you'd have saw what I saw, man, I'm fucking telling you, boy. Freaking boner fucking city, man. Oh, my God.
And she's sitting there watching you slobber all over yourself.
Yeah, man, I got to sit back and listen. Oh, long fingernails, so she didn't work hard.
Have to pay about that much too?
Dude, shut up.
I don't get impressed by Double D. I'm more impressed by B or C.
She had a rock on her finger too, boy. That fucker looked like
Already
10
go through
grand.
that process?
That thing looked like 10 grand to me. It was huge. Oh, that soft, when that soft fucking white hand touched mine. Oh. Let's go back in.
Now?
Maybe we forgot something. Let's go back.
You're very low, Kiko.
His wife's around him.
David, has your wife gone through the citizenship thing, David?
Yes.
Okay. You remember how much it cost or how long it took?
It did cost about 7 or 7.45. We actually have a video on it, but I think about $745. It was not difficult. It went really quick. Your wife has been in America way longer than Lorelai, so it
Yeah.
should go even quicker.
22 years, so I would imagine.
Yeah, I think there's a rule. I can't remember it, but it's something like if you've been in the country for more than 20 years, it's a much faster process.
Hey, Craig.
There you
Hey,
go,
Greg.
Christian, David.
How the Magpies doing?
Oh, they won, mate. They won.
Magpies.
Yeah. Hang on, I've got shit going everywhere.
Magpie. I gotta go join the monster here.
But hey, Kiko, the key is: are you going to have her come back and do her dual citizenship after that?
Probably going to try to do that too.
I would recommend it, and I mean that. If I told everybody that if you're going to have your foreign spouse become a U.S. citizen, have them go ahead and reapply for their home citizenship.
Can they do that here at a consulate?
Yeah, you do it all here. You do it all here. We did it at the exact same place. Well, I'm sorry, I take that back. We did it at our U.S. The Philippine consulate in
This is in
Houston.
Houston, right?
Yeah, ours is yours is probably Chicago or New York.
Yeah, it's New York, I think.
Okay, so we did Houston, and then her citizenship was just right down the road in Fort Smith, which is an hour and 15 minutes away.
Wow, nice.
It's easy. Easy.
So what's been happening, Craig?
Oh, we won by 4 points. So we're premiers. It's good.
Now, magpie is a bird, right, Craig?
Yeah, they swoop in breeding season in spring. You walk underneath a tree and they'll take out chunks of your hair and your skull.
That's the ones I've seen on the news. The only news we get about Australia, these diving birds.
Yeah,
Those
black
are the
and white.
magpies. Huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
You can hear me, can you? Obviously.
Yeah.
For some reason, I had to go and shut down and reset my whole audio on this computer. I don't know why, but anyway, it's working.
Well,
Yeah, that was 30th of September, I think. So, yeah, probably watched the replay 10 times already. It was too stressful watching it, but then when you watch the replay, you can actually enjoy the game. You're not
Have a champions parade or something?
They had a big family day on the Sunday after at the ground with like 25,000 people or something.
damn.
Yeah, they had the parade, grand final parade the day before. Everyone gets in Victoria. Everyone gets a public holiday, and then they had and then they all go down the street and whatever. And they have it the day before. They had like 150,000 watching it or something live.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Is that because they got nothing else going on or what?
Hey, don't be picking on those
No,
Australians.
they just decided to make it a public holiday. Anytime you get a paid day off, or if you work in double time.
Is your weather warming up, Craig? You're getting into your springtime now, right? What's your high temperature during the day?
It was 25 today, 26 tomorrow, 28 Sunday.
Wow.
So, but the start of the week was cold, so it's going okay.
I've only experienced
I haven't
3
been
nights here. I've only experienced 3 nights where it was below 74. Otherwise, it's always that's as low as it goes.
Yeah,
What's that? 20? That's 22 or 23 degrees Celsius. I think 72.
72? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's about 22. 22
Well,
is about the perfect
because
temperature.
usually every day here it ranges between
Take
27
off
and
26 and
30,
divide by half.
34. You know.
It's 3 degrees Celsius here.
Today it was.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Today it was.
Doing nudie runs.
I forgot.
Christian, what time is the sun setting there now?
I'm not sure. I need to look it up. I'm not that.
You
Oh.
sound like you're taking a shit there. Hey, I made this funny comment of this. Somebody's got this. One of the many. What's his name from Russia? There, his speeches, Putin's speeches, and he lifts up his left side, and I'm like, man, that dude look like he's farting, man.
Yeah.
A couple of people.
It says here sunset today will be 5:36 p.m.
Wow.
That's good. That's good, man.
And then in your deepest, darkest winter, how many hours of daylight do you have there?
Fucking tool.
I have more sun hours than higher up in Norway, but
Right.
maybe from like 7 8 in the morning till 4 5 in the afternoon.
And can you see the northern lights from where you live?
No.
No. Got to be much farther north, correct?
Yeah, that's like 200 kilometers away.
Okay. I see all these beautiful pictures on YouTube of the northern lights in Norway, but that's further north.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's Tromsø and higher up like that.
Yeah.
I had these two dykes get on my bus once I came for that solar eclipse shit. And I'm like, it's 2 fucking o'clock in the morning. You guys came down for that? I said,
No.
yeah. Well, of course they weren't working or nothing.
Wait,
you know?
how do you know they were dykes, Tony?
No political correctness in this audience. You
I know
know.
what a butch looks like.
Mm.
Yeah, I know that too. That's why I like it shaved.
Yeah, there you go. Well, according to
cuts or
Ronald,
what?
according to Ronald, that Manscaped thing can get them awfully smooth.
See, I
Very smooth.
don't
Yeah,
like I don't like I think it reminds me of kids, so I don't like that.
I didn't ask him. He told me.
I don't like to.
I nicked myself too many
Dental
times.
floss.
Oh,
Yeah,
I personally would never do it. You got to be freaking crazy.
I've nicked myself too many times. Well, if you don't get head, there's no need to.
She's just gonna have
Hey,
to
that
deal
would
with
work.
You know what that is, or don't? Oh boy.
it. No.
We
No.
haven't seen it in decades.
Yeah. Yeah, I see the light. Hey, how's the health kick going? Are you making progress or no? Are you treading water there, David?
Oh, you're talking to me. I see. It's all right. You know,
Yeah.
we're both trying to eat a little healthier and
Plus, it's on the plus side of it, right?
doing some walking every day. So you know,
Oh, that's got to be rough with that ankle.
Yeah, walking is more powerful than most people think.
I walk a lot here, man. I walk over a mile over here.
I need one good exercise, I reckon.
There you go.
One
Greg
time,
does the 12-ounce curls.
hey, my flip flop, what they call them, slippers there. It broke on me on the way back because I walked up and I was walking back. And these young kids were saying, of course, you know, it's you have to walk like you're dragging your leg like Quasimodo, you know. And then these kids, they're crossing the street behind me. They said, oh, Bastos, you know, like rude. And I knew what that meant. So I wasn't rude. It's the fact that, you know, I was feeling like shit. I had a long way to go still. You know, they didn't know my situation. So behind me, I hold up my middle fingers up behind my back. And two of the kids, 2 out of 3 were laughing their ass off. That's what it meant to me. Oh man. Okay, what do we got here? We got one person. Somebody's wife's watching. Probably David's,
Uh-oh.
since he's trying to paint me in a bad light here.
That's right. She
That's,
says you're a
that's
bad
the
influence.
YouTube
Yeah.
police are watching you.
Yeah, somebody.
Yeah, you gotta watch that, man.
You got room for one more on your panel.
Sons of bitches. Well, it could be Jack if he's sleeping, or Michael if Jack if he's sleeping, Jack if he's awake.
Ah,
Oh,
he's
for
sitting
Ronald, it's only 6 in the morning in Washington. So
Hey, that's no excuse.
I haven't heard from him. I hope he's doing okay. with his
I've been
leg.
on there. Well, he was on there what 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Jack just
Yeah.
sent me a message. What's going on with Jack? Let me see.
Hey, Jack just sent you a message. You can't send one here. What kind of shit is it?
Yeah, he sent me a message about 30 minutes ago.
Oh, really? He's too well to attend, huh?
Hey Tony, was it you? Was I on your live stream when I was telling you that a couple weeks ago, or I went to the VA?
Yeah.
Sign up, try to get an appointment, and
Yeah.
found out I'm too rich of a veteran to qualify for anything. So.
Man, that
But you
just-
can't even get the ID, man. You can't get it. You
Huh?
can't get the ID. They won't give you an ID.
Well, I had to fill out a form to get a physical to determine that 0% or whatever the hell you are. And
Well,
to
that-
fill out this form, it's a financial disclosure. And I'm like, why the hell do you need to know what I make just to get an appointment?
All I'm saying is that they allow you to get your name into the system and give you a card.
I'm
Remember?
in the system, and I'm classified as an 8 Golf, 8G, right? Which means makes too much money.
Well, do you say, well, if I drink another fifth a day, I ought to be okay?
Bastard. I should have
But-
been a politician, man.
But wouldn't they give you? Wouldn't they
Could
give
have
you a
hidden
card?
all my money.
Wouldn't they give you a card?
Foreign
You just
bank
change
account.
the rules.
No, they
They
didn't give me jack shit. They won't give you that until after you've had the initial physical
Yep.
and they
Yeah.
determine how many percent you are.
They're gonna
Or
throw me
0
out.
or I
They'll
told
throw me
them,
out.
I said, I just want a card so I don't have to go through this bullshit every time I
Yeah.
come in and fill out
Well, it's somebody's
forms
job to
stating
give
my
you a hard
financial
time.
history.
They,
Huh?
they send somebody to a junior college to tell you that you make too much.
Now, this woman, obviously, she's like our age. She's been working there forever. She's very helpful, but she don't make the rules, you know? So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Man,
Said just go to the VA building. I'll go downtown Pittsburgh, you know, the main federal building. And say, oh,
Yeah.
just give me a
Really good.
damn appointment. I don't care what percentage. Just give me an ID.
give
It
me
says
an
I'm a
idea.
veteran, and I don't have to go through this bullshit
Hey.
anymore.
Hey, then you have this dumb look on your fucking picture.
Yeah.
You go, don't that look like somebody that's in need? Boy, you gotta love America, man.
I told you about that guy I golf with, right? His dad was like young for World War II. He was he was only 16, and
Yeah.
and the government didn't catch it. By the time he was done with boot camp, they kicked him out, right?
Yeah.
This guy now says he has hearing problems. He's getting tens of thousands of dollars in back pay from
Hey,
the VA.
I had an uncle that was
He did about 6 weeks of active duty. I did 10 years.
my mother had a brother that came into the Marine or Army when he was 17, so he was in Korea and Vietnam. Here you go. Here's Mr. Vet himself.
Hey,
Morning, ladies.
Triple X is
Hey,
here.
Ronald.
6 a.m. in Washington.
Say who?
Ronald,
Good morning in Washington.
Kiko's all excited about the time.
Oh, damn. No, I'm still over here nursing these 58 fucking staples.
How's your 10% of the 1% going?
Hoopa. What up, Craig? Suck
Jesus.
it, Ronald.
There you
Suck-
go, Ronald.
Chris John, Dave Up.
She's in,
What's the other guy
she's in
name?
Jism and
Hey,
Squirt.
Ronald.
David,
Tony.
Yeah, we got a full house here.
We got the
Yep.
brain trust. Only the
That-
best and the smartest in the house.
this is all that free money buys you. Is 6 places.
I'm trying to tell you, and it's cold in the motherfucker here today.
Not here, man. I wish I could say the same, but not really.
62 here, Ronald.
I know you. Oh man,
Yeah.
it was like 80 degrees in Philly yesterday. I was like, what?
Right. I trained my phone and my phone let me down. Now it's back to the same butt one. That pissed me off. Fuck of a butt one, huh?
Motherfucking 6 degrees Celsius right now.
I remembered it was Friday morning for Tony's live, but I forgot to put my damn garbage out.
Philippines.
Uh-oh.
Friday morning's garbage day, right?
You have to wait 1 week or 2
Oh.
weeks.
Hey, the phone heard me because
Every week.
Hey, the phone heard me
Remember
because
Tony's live, but I can't remember to put my damn garbage out.
Hey, it's 79 degrees here, man. She pronounced it correctly too. Yeah, she must have been 79.
Pronounce what?
That's how
So-
low. That's how low.
Your phone pronounced it right?
Yeah,
Oh,
It
that
must be
Alexa,
listening.
she's smart, huh?
must have been listening to me, man.
Siri.
What? You know, you pick it up on Michael's channel. You know. I don't know. You know who spoke like that? What's his name? Fucking Lamont or whatever was that guy's name? Yeah, his kid was an actor. Lamas. Fernando Lamas.
Lorenzo Llama.
Yeah, Fernando Lamas. He, you know, that was the guy with that accent. Not the Corinthian leather one, but
Rich Corinthian leather, the Chrysler commercial.
yeah, no, that was a different guy. That
That's
wasn't
Ricardo Montalban.
Ricardo Montalban from Fantasy Island. Yeah.
The plane.
Tattoo. You must get some pussy tattoo.
I got a lot of new pussy in my house this week.
Hey,
Oh snap!
What did you get?
We were
We're
supposed to
going
get
down. We're going down Arsenal. Let's go.
we were supposed to get 1 kitten, but somehow we end up with 2 new kittens.
That's what happened in our house also. Oh, they're sisters. You got to take them.
Yeah, the
They're
brothers.
the last 2 left of the litter.
Yeah.
You got to take
We,
them.
we were supposed to go next Wednesday, and then Monday night. Oh, she's coming to visit us tomorrow. Okay, they've got things to do, which is good because I didn't have to do a 2-hour drive each way. And then when I opened the door, what was there 2? After an hour, do it. Come on.
it's the brother.
What color are both of ours are black.
No, one's
So what he's saying?
got a black and white around its nose and face and white paws, and the other one that's
Oreo
supposed
cookie.
to be his brother is sort of a gingery sort of.
Are you gingery? Ronald,
What
are
I'm
you
saying,
gingery?
Tony, became a more diverse household. That's what happened.
Yeah, that's what happened. You ain't the only dick sitting there eating food, huh?
Yeah, but anyway, the other cats cracked the shit. So
Guess what? Guess what? Though you know, we had this dog. He was a poodle. My dad and mom had to get rid of our black lab we had, and they got this poodle. So everybody said, "Oh, you get the dog, Dad. We'll take it out. We'll feed it. We'll take it outside and all that shit." And nobody was doing it.
Nobody paid any
Oh,
attention.
but listen, this dog did it
Dog
twice.
shitting all over the place.
This dog did this shit to my dad, man. 'Cause my dad would take his face and put him right in that fucker too. And so my dad, one night my dad gets out of bed, he steps right in the dog shit. You know, for fucking great. It couldn't happen to a better guy, right? So that sometime after that, the dog brought a pork chop bone in there, man.
He
my
didn't wear
dad,
socks to bed, did he? Oh shit!
my dad stepped on that fucker. He was you know, and my mom said, well, Richard, you know what is he supposed to do? My dad goes, I don't know, but why is it always got to be my side of the bed?
Yeah. Why
And
don't
I,
it sit on your side?
and I thought you're an asshole. That's why.
Hey, Dad, that's what karma's all about.
Oh,
Shit.
oh, I had a blast with that one, dude. I had
Oh,
such
I
a.
bet.
He couldn't blame it on me. There was only that. There was only that time, and the time my sister Rhonda, the one that says it says do not flush, do not put because he had nothing but maxi pads back then. So she's flushing these fuckers, right? So it got to a
Dad, we
point.
need the plunger again.
Yeah. So he my dad had to do it, and to see his face when he had to take the
Oh,
toilet off. He had to take the toilet off, and he was down to his armpit in fucking bloody rags. So I was standing there looking at it, fucking loving it because it wasn't me. He couldn't he couldn't coach me on that one. I go, Dad, it's kind of. Did you get it all? You know.
oh,
Oh, that was fucking. Oh, that was awesome. God, that was one of the best
If
days
you
ever.
really, I'm sorry. If you really want to see him, Kiko, I'll drop a link to a short video so you can have a look.
What kind of dog you got?
He's got some pussies.
Yeah, cats,
oh,
kittens.
oh,
My mother,
oh there, huh, David?
maybe you dog lovers could name this dog. My mother-in-law's got this dog, and it has all the markings of a German Shepherd, but it's very small. It's a small dog. What kind
Maybe
of it made with a miniature collie or something?
it could be a collie,
Tony,
a corgi.
A what?
one of
If
those.
you look at
If
the dog has a black snout, just like the Shepherd with the face and the ears, the pointy ears, and then it's got
I
this long reddish hair.
had a dog like that, it was a Shepherd Basset Hound mix.
Oh my
It
God!
it was its
No.
body was a Basset Hound, but its fur and looks was a German Shepherd.
Basset
I
Hound's
mean,
that's a lonely looking, fucking miserable looking dog, man.
I know,
Fucking
but
ink
the only
dragging
thing
on
it
the
had of a
ground.
Basset Hound were the legs. Okay,
Right.
so when it was in grass, it looked like a German Shepherd laying in the grass, but it was actually standing up.
Well, at the
I felt
brother,
so bad for it. I had to adopt it because I knew it was
hey,
at a humane society and they were going to, euthanize it if someone didn't take it home. I felt bad for it. But she
at
ended
the
up being a fantastic dog for
at
like
the
12
brother
years.
at the brother-in-law's house that's having a party tonight. They have a couple dogs there, and that one they always shy away from you here unless you stamp your foot, they go running. So I made friends with these ones, and this one would come see me all the time after that. And there was another one in the house that had it was like a miniature. It wasn't miniature. It was a normal sized whatever, and it was in heat. So it's chasing the white one, the poodle looking, short guy. So, but that guy was too short to mount her. He kept trying, but he kept trying, but he gave
He's
up.
like, damn it, anybody got a ladder?
The dog would the other female dog would chase him around the yard
Damn it.
because the fucking she wanted some fucking red eye or something, whatever they call it. Shit.
Get some pogo sticks or something, man.
But the dog, because the dog could, the white dog would run away from it, and she would follow it. So the mother-in-law brought that shepherd whatever mixture, little feisty little bastard too, because I was pulling her hair the other day, and she kept going around trying to bite me. She didn't back down either, man. Most dogs you stare at them a while to back down. This dog didn't back down.
Huh.
Gary says a question. Hard decision for what to do. So he's sitting there with a wad of Kleenex, and he's naked from the waist down. So, anybody got any tips for him?
Baby oil.
Yeah.
Yeah, quit using the fucking cooking grease from the What do you call it,
I don't know.
guys?
At his age, it's kind of like a dog
Here.
chasing a car, right? You
That'd,
catch it, what are you gonna do?
that'd be the black one, David.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I left the bus stop one time, and there was an island because 3 routes connect on it. And I took off. I was new, you know. So this doofus comes running out of this convenience store. I'm already on my way. Once I got that door closed and I'm moving, that's it. And this fucker trying to keep up, man. And he fucking did a face plant. And the guy that was doing our scheduling, he was a union job, but this guy was a pro company, you know, and he overheard me because he would never let me be an instructor after that. One guy that was a route supervisor, he told me a couple of times over the years, he goes, "Why don't you put in for that route supervisor?" I said, "Man, I don't want to be no clerk." He goes, "You don't got to be that. That's just another feather in your cap." He said, "You can be. You don't have to. You can just do it." Because I would talk to the guy, Angel, his name was, and he went to school with my sister and all that. Cool guy, broken English, he's Puerto Rican. But he kept saying to me, "Why don't you put in for that?" Because I knew where a bus would be, regardless of based on what time of day and traffic or weather. So I knew, oh, so and so says he's not here yet. Bullshit, he's fucking here. But I couldn't take that. I couldn't do that because I'll say it like it is, man. Don't sit there and tell me, you didn't fucking do something when I watched you do it. I don't have any choice, right? So anyway, we got Greg Parrish got a link there. Is that what that is, Craig?
Yeah, I just so you can see what the kittens look like if Pico wanted to look. Because
So it's a basset hound and a
My
shepherd.
wife says I'm not allowed to look at strange pussy.
yeah, well,
Especially the furry ones, huh?
just get her in and live together. It's always the thing. I'm
Look at it 'cause
not
they're
doing
furry.
it without you, darling. Just come with me. You'll be all right.
They
don't
can
like
do it.
Furry.
He does something. Listen. This is the power they have over people. If the woman cheats on you, they can justify why. They're just okay. Everything's cool because it's a woman. But if it's a guy, you're the motherfucker, man. How could you do this shit? You're supposed to understand when they give you the kiss off, but when you give them, you're a son of a
They
bitch.
never use their excuse of, well, you don't satisfy me.
You say no too many times.
I got a headache.
So you want to take that twice a year that you do get, you want to throw the caution to the wind there.
Oh, my.
See, maybe if I'd be getting some, because every year my second wife would start out with January to March every year.
Tony should write volumes on human relations.
Road closed, man.
Red flag.
Hey, did you see that comedy thing I sent you guys? With that dude with the make a black dude with the make America great. He was interviewing, only in a funny way. He was interviewing Kamala Harris. He said, "How much did you sleep to further your career?" She said, "Every day, all day."
I actually find her quite attractive.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Maybe about 40 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, but
Montel
She was
Williams
attractive to a lot of people back then.
Montel Williams went out with her a long time. Yeah, but her head's fucking longer than mine. She's got all that fucking hair on that thing. That looks like 150-pound head.
yeah,
You look at that fucker.
Well, here's
And
what I know
She's
that 99% of the women are beautiful until they open their mouths. Ooh.
There you go. Yeah,
just gotta get in the mouth quick enough.
you're only allowed certain questions, and you hold
No,
the power of the pussy. I'm telling you, it's very powerful. It brought men. It bring into the world. It'll take you out.
Well, I must be very lucky.
That's the joys of being with a woman who you can't communicate with.
Yeah.
It's
Hey,
more
All
20
you know
years.
is the language of love.
Hey, 20 years ago, she'll say, "Why did you let me say that to you?" You're going, "I don't know what the fuck you're talking about."
That's it. I keep telling mine all the time, you have to use words. I don't know what you're talking about unless you put words and make a sentence.
Nah,
Get
I don't know about that
get the
one, man.
thing over there. That one there.
No,
Now they use their lips to point.
Mm.
Oh yeah, they go.
But the bad thing is, after all these years of being married, I find myself doing it.
They used to. They used
No,
to.
what's crazy is when you do it to another
Hey,
American,
That's my
when I was
point.
a,
Filipino
when I was a
around.
kid,
They're like,
when I
"What are
was
you
a
pushing your lips out for?"
What's
when
wrong
I
with
was a
you?
when I was a kid, adults did that thing here. The lips go, you know. Because my wife would say, "Now, where the fuck did you get that from, man? We haven't done that for 40 years."
Big day today. I'm tired.
Well, you're the boss, ain't you?
Oh no, I had a day off, but I just did too much other shit.
Yeah, you must not have had
You need
nothing
to
to
go
do.
back to work to relax.
You're on
Yeah,
Jack's live stream today.
I do. But I yeah, did a lot
Where's
today.
your kittens? Took
Been up since 6:30 this morning, so that's like
everybody got their miniature violins out.
yeah, no, that's right.
17, 18 hours straight, huh?
I had a teacher like
Pretty much.
that. He'd mess with my friend. He's always good to me because he was hitting on my mom all the time. But my other friend, he was always on his ass.
You must have
Class.
mother.
Hey, every Friday, this is what we did. The guy was in Vietnam. He's a Vietnam vet. So he used to keep his wallet in the front pocket. Every Friday, we'd start him off on a story. That dude, he'd get on it. We didn't have to do no work on a Friday. He just, we'd ask him questions about the war, man. He more than happily was ready to tell us. You know, because it was on TV when we came home every night. Walter
Wait, you
Cronkite.
had a teacher? How did you have a teacher who was a Vietnam vet? Because it was going on when we were in school.
You know what was still going on? They just quit drafting. They quit drafting in
Yeah,
73 or 2 or 3.
73, I think.
73. Oh, well, I was in middle school. It was 19, what, fucking 75, 76?
Early 70s, yeah.
It was
Mid-
three. It was 3 grades back then, not 2. It was 7,
What
8,
was
and
he?
9.
Was he Army? Was he giving you all
I
kinds of
don't
boring
remember. I think it was
details?
Air Force. I think it was Air Force.
Yeah.
We had
Yeah, I think it was.
73. The Labor government got into Parliament for the first time in like since the 40s because they said, right, vote us in and we'll pull all our troops out of Vietnam.
Yeah.
And everyone said, yep. And it was the first time the Labor government got in since
You know,
like
you know what ended that war? There was a Flight of the Intruder. I think it was. It was a true story too. All these years, you know, they wouldn't go above the DMZ line, never. Just like Korea, they
Yeah,
wouldn't
that
go
was
above.
shit.
So Nixon, they were trying peace talks, you know, and Vietnam kept fucking it up. So he said, "Fuck it." He said he ordered unrestricted bombing in North Vietnam, and the war was over in a week.
Yeah.
You
Yeah. They
imagine?
started bombing
That-
Hanoi.
Yeah,
Seriously. Then they
they
said, oh,
literally
no, let's go to Paris peace talk.
they
Yeah.
peppered that motherfucker. Those guys were more than willing to call it. That's it.
And they had to
That's all
know
they-
One
when
of
they
the
were
best
going
things
to
I've
do
ever
raids
seen.
over the borders, and then just
Fucking
They
Korea.
just-
Korea was the first time they allowed politics to fucking control it. You know.
fucking disgraceful.
But I
Brother.
but I had a friend. I had a friend that had a buddy over there. He said, "I ain't gonna lie, man." He goes, "A lot of those dudes died and got shot by our own guys because you know these fucking some guys are scared to start blasting away." You know, and they're the back of the line.
Yeah,
My oldest brother
fucking
What?
19
actually
long.
What what prompted somebody to do this shit at night? Fucking crap. It's like the cat that fucking the cat who ate the canary, man. Dumb.
Wait, my oldest brother, Craig, he escorted the body of an Aussie service member back to Australia
Right.
for burial because my brother served with him in the special
Okay.
forces, and
Wow.
his buddy, his mate from Australia was killed. So he escorted the body all the way back to Australia and spent a couple 3 days there for the funeral, and then
was
had to go
real-
back in country.
It was really a massive thing here because no one volunteered. If you were like 19 or whatever, you went into a ballot. If they drew out your birth date, you were in.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Same way here. They had a draft.
What happens when somebody
People
dies?
didn't Because, you know,
They have a burial detachment. My dad, anybody that was a vet gets it during the funeral. And my dad's, man, that what is that balsa wood from the not the flute? What the hell's the name of that piece that
No,
goes
Tony,
into?
that's different. That's the
No. I'm just
military right.
I know
This
that's
guy
different.
was in the same unit, so
I'm
someone,
just saying.
one of his best mates, had to escort his body back. That was
I understand that. I'm just saying. Usually they only let these guys that are on burial detachment because I was on it once.
right.
It's just a
right.
revolving thing. You do it every 90 days or 6 months or whatever.
But
That's what they
it was
do.
it was an honor because he was also served with him. He was from another country, so
My cousin Danny, he's only 15 years younger than my mom. Her older brother had so he got drafted, right? And he went out. He did his thing. I think he was gone 2 years, and then and I'm talking to his mom. I'm talking to him at his mom's funeral. She's 92, 70, whatever. And I said, and we started talking, and he said, I remember him being over in Vietnam. And I said, well, you made it through all that shit. What made you want to go back? He goes, I want to kill more of them fuckers. So
yeah.
his friend from high school died, and it always bothered him. So he went back.
who's got
My-
the odds?
When he answered that question, he still had that look in his face like he could do it tomorrow. Oh fuck!
My brother did 2 tours. He
Wow.
went back.
Wow.
He
Sometimes the guy,
Hmm.
once you're like that, I mean, you can't come back to civilian life the same as what you were.
I know.
It's never going to be the same.
Think about it, man. Think about it. All of us that talk, all of us that have or will have talk, bullshit talk, like tough guy talk, and then you got something like that that'll make any man a fucking, a kid, man. It'll change your fucking, personality. We had a couple guys in the neighborhood, and one guy, he would at the corner store. His parents had the corner store to my grandpa and mom and dad, and John, his name was, and he wouldn't tell us. He didn't want to do it. My ex-wife's great uncle was a paratrooper in World War II, and he was German, German American, and he didn't talk about that till the last. He gave an interview like 2 years before he died, because the only thing that spared him was he could give him bullshit in German language, So that saved his life. But he
Tony,
always-
the only way I ever heard from my father, he was a paratrooper. He was 101st Airborne in Battle of the Bulge. And
Ooh,
the only way I ever heard stuff was his last 2 or 3 years. He had Alzheimer's, and you start reliving that shit, right? I know he was in a unit that only him and like 3 other guys survived. Everyone else was blown to bits.
out of
And he was
100.
telling me, as I'm walking out of his nursing home that one night, he said, he looked at me and he said, I talked to my captain, and I remember him saying that his captain was killed. And I said, oh yeah, what'd he say? He said, he's all right. But this guy died in my dad's arms, and he blown to smithereens. His platoon, his company commander, a captain, died in my dad's arm. but he started reliving that. You know, once he had Alzheimer's, all of those memories come flooding back, and all the stuff, all the destruction he saw in all the German cities. You know, everything was rubble. Everyone was destitute for food, for shelter. You know,
Yeah. No,
it was horrible. And the battles he went through, he died with shrapnel still in the back of his thigh that he never had removed. You know, when he wore a pair of shorts in the summertime, you could see all the bumps on the back of his thigh. That was shrapnel. Because he never wanted to go to the VA. He said, I'm not letting those butchers touch me. Because all he saw was battlefield triage, you know, treating people. And he wanted no part of that. So he lived the rest of his life with the scars that he had.
My cousin, the Vietnam vet, he was stationed at Fort Sheridan, but when I was there, but you know, our dude's about, let's see, 15 years younger than my mom. She gave me 7, so you know, he's 73, 74, something like that. But
But my brother still, all he does is he drinks away his memories. You know, he's been a beeraholic as
hey,
long as I've known him.
this is something funny here. I worked with a guy in a factory that was there, and he said he made God a deal. He made God a deal. He said, "If you get me out of this, I won't smoke any more weed." Because he told me this story about his 2 stories. This friend of his is next to him. I said, he said he got shot with a 50 cal. And I said, what does his head look like? He said, what head? Fucking blew it off, you know? And he said another time he's sitting in the back of this deuce and a half to going down the road. And I drove those too. Those were fun. I was going down the road. He take in all the locals would follow the trucks for the C rations, you know, MRIs, and he threw a can of soup or something. Hit this dude right square in the head with a rice hat, knocked it off, and fucking went straight back. And as far as he could see, the guy was still laying on the road.
My brother said you couldn't even trust the little kids walking up to you because they'd booby trap the kids just to take out American troops.
Yeah.
You know what? For them guys, I feel, you know, for the generations now, they don't have to endure the war bullshit. And I've seen other YouTubers go on vacations there and be very welcomed, you know. And I used to think that iconic picture on Time magazine, that kid running naked down the street,
with the napalm,
yeah, yeah. So when I saw that, I thought to myself, this is the first time in their lives they haven't had to deal with war, man. You know, at Vietnam got they used to. They are everything now that they were against. There's
the big capitalist country.
You know why? Here's why. Because their country was in such dire straits, they had to open up to tourism. Once they did that, it was a big boom. And now they even offered the United States their naval ports, but the U.S. wouldn't take it because they didn't want to aggravate China that much. Because China was Vietnam's big brother to help them during that war, but
Communist Spring.
they don't want nothing to do. You know, Vietnam's pissed too because China.
Is true communism because you look at those societies; they're totalitarian. The little guy doesn't get anything, but those at the top have all the luxury, and they live in large everywhere in the world. We could say North Korea's communist, but look how the leaders there live, right, compared to their. And it's like that all over the world. You call a government whatever it is, but the people at the top are in the club that nobody else can be in.
Most people in the world complain much about China because of how the country is run. But look at America, look at Norway. How is that run?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's the same thing. The people at the top live large.
Yeah. So
they throw you a bone once in a while.
Yeah, but so does the man in China. He throws the bones to some people sometimes. So I don't know
They
why America think it's so much better than China or any other country.
that's probably got a bit more of a
The
conscience.
economy and everything. Yeah, the whole society. Most societies are based on you have to have an
If
enemy.
if if
You
America or any other country had some
Yeah.
conscience, Tony,
Yeah.
what about this pandemic? That's not conscience. That's straight up
They gotta
murder.
they gotta test society once in a while, don't they?
Uh,
That's what they're doing when they do that. The only thing that keeps us the top dog is the fact that we have large economy in the world. So
No, the only thing
uh,
that keeps rebellion from happening is keep giving out free shit to people. Once you start taking away free shit,
hey,
when people start really going hungry and really
listen,
going without shelter, that's
you
when
know
the
what
shit
those
hits the
guys?
fan.
well,
I
I'm
see.
glad for the free shit, but it's not free. I pay 34
see.
percent tax back on what I get.
No,
I
I'm
see.
Christian. I'm talking about the people who do not contribute, never have,
Ah, yeah.
still getting their life paid for.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
it's
we
it's popular for Democrats to, and they'll build somebody a fucking center and shut them up. They throw
yeah.
cash to them to shut them up. Then they always have that diversion shit from what's really going on. So now you got these other wars going on with Israel right now. It's kind of making a lot of people forget about other shit that's going on.
Yeah,
They
but
they love that shit.
the
That's the
Israel
name of
thing,
the
that's
game, Tony. Diversion
yeah.
is the name of the game. Look
Yeah.
over here. Don't
You
look
know,
at what's really
They don't know
happening,
what
right?
left hand. You don't know what the right hand's doing.
Correct.
you can't help the 50 homeless people in your own country, but you can send 1 trillion to
Yeah.
Africa.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
I want to
But
give you
y'all forget
something.
now,
I'm
don't
going
forget
to give you something that'll
that the
kill.
United States is the puppet for the New World Order. So nobody's going to look at
Yeah,
fucking Haitian and follow the
Norway.
Haitian. They're going to follow what the Americans do.
Dude,
So
farted.
Ronald, Norway.
we're in the first line to have people do what the world wants them to do. So
Yeah,
where
Norway
does
is
it
also a
come
big
from?
puppet for that.
Yeah,
Right.
Everyone is because it's all part of
everybody.
the version to forward your agenda. It doesn't matter
Right.
whether it's
Yeah.
good or not.
Look,
It's just
boys,
part of the
gentlemen,
process.
gentlemen.
Right,
I'm
but
in.
it's easier for other countries to jump on the bandwagon when they know America is leading
Hey,
the way.
gentlemen, I'm in.
Because
I
nobody's going to
along with
follow Haiti. Ain't nobody going
I
to follow
along with
Haiti doing
I
shit.
along with a couple of
You know
you
what I mean?
guys. I'll vote for that fucker that keeps jacking up my SSI check, man. I'm done crusading for the world. I'm all about my shit now
There you
because I
go.
don't work anymore. And I hate to sound like indifferent. I don't give a shit, but I earn that motherfucker.
That's the
Yeah.
Well,
reality, but
here,
that's the
Uh,
problem.
hang on.
I'll
Hold on.
vote. I'll vote for
That,
Sleepy Joe.
Go
Fuck.
outside their thing to
that's where the power of government comes from. The power of the government comes from, and this is every country. The fact
it's
that
all
our checks, Anthony, right, our checks are so important to us that they know that they got us by the balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're so dependent on them.
yeah.
That's right. They got us by the balls.
But that's why I don't understand why America hates China so much, because America is no angel. America doesn't have everything in order.
It's
Christian,
the
that's no
government.
real hate. That's
It's the
just a front.
governments. It isn't the
That's just
people.
a front.
But they always want to use us for their own gain.
No, they use everybody.
If you
United
took
States don't
if
hate
you
China
took
just like United States
if you
don't hate Canada or
if you
any other
took people
countries. That's part
if
of the
you
game. They have to have somebody on the other side opposite of them to make it look like there's something going on.
you take regular folk from all over the world and we get along just fine. Barter and trade, same old shit that brought us.
You
The
see when
reason
Xi
United
Jinping came to the White House, they was having a party laughing at us the whole fucking way.
Can I just say one thing? I say any government that could manipulate 9/11 and do that to its people for its own control of its people is
Right.
beyond anything. I don't know what your beliefs are on it, but
So
you think
Yeah.
NORAD never missed the intercept in 12 years, and then they missed 4 in a 2-hour period. the same time that
So what I'm not understanding, Craig, is that why, with so many uh, people that have their own brain, why are they still supporting the government that fucks up the
because
country?
they
Why not?
don't
Why not
have
get
their
in?
own brain. They've been
Yeah.
totally conditioned since birth
Yeah.
through the system, and now it's even worse because you know it's just no one is prepared to. It's just self survival. People who got their nose down to the grindstone just trying to survive because of everything else. Majority of people can't last 6 weeks if something happens to them and they don't get any money coming in. So
Yeah, but
they will just accept anything to survive themselves. And
Yeah.
that just creates more division. And more division gives more power to the people who created the division.
Behind the scene. Yep, the wizard.
No, it's true.
but why
That's right.
don't
That's how
why
it
don't
is.
Changes will get to a point where too many people will just be that pissed off that everything will have to restart.
They won't let that happen.
But the trouble is now, you've got your militias and everything, but you're going to be taking machine guns to fucking drone fights now. So they'll be sitting in bunkers
Yeah,
destroying
but
you with
why
drones,
why are the people voting for the 5 uh, um,
5.
parliaments, or what do you call it? You have
Governing-
5 different.
governing
You have
bodies.
Democrats. You have
Governing bodies.
Just have Democrats
I
and
know why they're voting in Australia, because if you don't vote, you get fined.
yeah. You have 2, 3, 4, 5 parties to vote for in America. In Norway, we have like 20 or something. Why not vote for the small ones who don't get any?
You know
And
why?
get
Because
them up there instead of the
we-
big.
we
bad
go by
book.
electoral college. That's why.
The money controls
Kristen.
the advertising and the kickbacks, and you
Chris,
vote
but you're assuming that those votes are actually the votes that are counted, right?
Well, there you go.
No,
That's your problem. Is you're saying, why don't the American people wise up and vote for something that makes sense? Maybe
but
they did, but it's who counts the votes.
They do in the popular vote, but the electoral college is the one that
No,
that
even
puts
that,
people.
Tony. The numbers are so screwed.
I agree. There's too much
Cluster
voter fraud.
that whoever can manipulate the data wins. Okay.
yes, of course.
Whoever doesn't take from my Social Security checks, I'm fucking all for them.
But why? What
There
I
you
can't
go.
understand is why do people let that slide?
People are so gullible. People see somebody that they could be the devil in a different disguise, and they're like worshiping, and they're worshiping this
Because-
fucking guy. Thinking the world's gonna change. Well, I got to tell you, man,
Christian,
the things are the way they are, and they're never gonna change. So
I
get that
can
in
give
your
you
mind.
my opinion about it, and here's how America kind of works. There's some psychology behind it. There's no question that America's like an ant farm, right? You have the queen directing traffic, and they keep us so busy, so striving for better for our own individual selves. We're so busy needing to provide for ourselves and our families that just like in the Philippines and everywhere else, what the elites do is out of our reach. We do vote our conscience. We vote the way that we feel. But that, like Kiko is saying, that doesn't mean it translates.
Makes no
That's
difference.
what happens. The other thing you got to understand, from being a very small child in America, you're taught patriotism. You're taught this. I learned this as a kid.
Freedom. We're the only country in the world that's free.
Well, no, it's more about like family. When I grew up, I had a big family, a lot of brothers and sisters, right? But when my brothers and I would fight, we beat the shit out of each other. But as soon as anybody said a bad word about my brother or other brother or sister, we'd all come together and beat the shit out of that person. That's how America is. So as long as we're infighting, that makes the government happy because we're very busy. But if you attack the United States, and I promise you, every living soul that lives in America will pick up
I
a car
got
that's
I got
in
a
there
youth
Yeah.
Humphrey card.
and be
I mean, you
happy.
guys can say that.
Craig, freedom is an illusion. But
No, the
yeah,
youth-
I know what you're saying, Pac. But if someone told shit about my brother, I would ask my brother who started it first. Was it you who started it, or was it them who started it?
Yeah,
Now,
it-
Americans like to fight.
If they started it, okay, I would fuck up some people. But if my brother started it, he have his own cake to bake.
See,
yeah.
Americans are different. Like
but
we
the-
we like to scrap.
You
So
ain't
All right,
gonna
now
get
coming from the dark side, they
Uh-oh.
got the same shit in the black community. Black on black crime, they happy as hell. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
yeah.
They don't
yeah.
give them, they'll
That-
give them all
that-
the food stamps
that
and shit.
rarely, if ever, gets addressed.
It doesn't matter if it's done because you cannot believe anything that started. Look, World War One, false claims that for America to get in the war.
I
World
saw-
War II knew that Pearl Harbor was getting bombed. In
I
the war.
saw-
Vietnam, absolute bullshit. There was no attack on the river.
I
9/11,
saw-
absolute bullshit. Every
Right.
single time that they put into place a thing to get themselves in the war. Because World War One, your government got your. I can't remember your president, but he got on and not entering the war.
Wilson?
England come over and
Woodward.
said we're going to lose the war.
It was Wilson or Cleveland.
Yeah,
And-
yeah,
and
and
guess
that
what,
ship
Greg?
that went there, and even the German government put advertising in the paper saying
Big time.
any New Yorkers who are going on that ship, we advise you not to do it. And it
Yeah.
got blown up, and then 2 days later you're in the war. And the only reason for that was England owed America so much money that England came and said, if you don't come in the war, Germany's not going to pay your debt. If we don't win, you're not getting your money back. So
What was that? The Lusitania?
that's it.
That was a
Right.
cruise-
And Craig, we got a
You
new
only
one.
have to go through every war. There was something like that.
Listen,
to
listen.
manipulate it.
Greg,
Gentlemen,
there's a new one.
gentlemen.
There's a new one. Now,
Gentlemen.
you know goddamn well Israel is no slouch when it comes to intelligence. They knew Hamas
They're the
Hezbollah
best
was
in the
coming.
world.
They knew it. You know what I'm saying? They knew they were coming. There's no
Listen.
fucking way Israel would slip intelligence
No,
like
no.
that. No way.
Not unless they fucking invited to fight. But
They
listen
knew
to
they
me.
were coming.
They knew
out of the
that
nine-
the
out of the
shield
nine-
wouldn't
out of
take
the
out
19
5,000
years-
at once, but-
Out of 19 years that I worked my job driving bus, I saw everything firsthand. Plus, I already knew what was about for other people in life and in society. So I heard it on a daily basis. I experienced it every day. I had folks on there that was nice as fuck, but you go through the hood, man, their attitude changed.
Right. But Tony, you
Just-
don't just keep feeding Israel money.
No.
And the Mossad, it ain't no joke.
Oh, did you hear?
They know
Yeah, Mossad.
everything. You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, yeah.
But Ronald, Israel, the Israel war is written in the Bible, so.
Yeah, but they knew they were coming. They had to let it happen. There's no fucking way you can sneak into Gaza and tear up shit and they don't know. Come on.
I got a friend at the bus company. He's a Muslim. What do you call it? And I had just been watching a show on all these other Muslim countries said, don't go there, don't go by the Jews, don't do this, they're bad seeds. You don't want to live by these guys. Well, will you take us in? Fuck no, we ain't taking you in. They leave them out there to hang. What the fuck?
The thing is, Ronald, that the
This guy,
news.
wait a minute, this friend of mine, his dad was on Yasser Arafat's inner circle. And I said, look, Yakum, they're fucking looking at you, man. They don't let shit go out of mind. He saved a guy's life on the bus once. And he never let nothing bother him in life. I said, listen, man, I ain't telling you got to wave a Star of David flag, but I'm telling you, man, let the difference start with you. You is killing each other over and over. Fucking, it gets nowhere. Would you want your kids to go off and be killed? So don't.
Yeah, Ronald, you need to stop listening to the news. The news is
Uh-oh.
wanting you to hate Israel
You
and
know-
take party for Palestine.
He knows that. He knows that, man.
Christian,
He's,
I only listen to what they tell me. I don't hear what they saying. I see what they saying. There's no way. If you understand what Israel is about, and then you look at the reverse of it, they're saying, "Oh, Hitler tried to destroy us, eradicate the Jews," and now here, turn around, the Jews are trying to eradicate the Palestinians.
Yeah. I heard on the news yesterday, no, the day before, because my brother had news on when we eat dinner. Other than that, I haven't heard any news for 3 years. I don't buy that crap.
Israel killed that Palestinian reporter about a year ago. They fuck. She was wearing a flak jacket, you know, and the dude high power rifle right through the fucking neck.
Right, and here you got it's like David and Goliath all over again. In the
because
Bible, Russia, I mean not Russia, but Israel got rockets. Palestinians only got rocks.
Jews. That's what I said to my friend. That's what I said to my friend at work. I told him the exact same thing. I go, "What do you guys got? Rocks? You throw rocks?" And he goes, "Yeah."
But listen, that those guys were being bothered because this chick was telling the truth and they couldn't stand it.
Right, and every other fucking day you got Israeli troops in Gaza fucking with them Palestinians, killing kids left and right.
Yeah, and Norway and America loves it because they make money on the weapons.
But listen, man.
And
as old as
Norway again.
The older I get, I can't be on anybody's side when I see a dead fucking child.
I know they don't care. They do not care.
But if fuck that. Oh my God, I just can't be part of it.
When Craig said that, how can the government like the U.S. let 9/11 slip when Bush, his fucking own grandson, was head of security in the two towers, and he pulled all the bomb sniffing dogs out and all this other shit, and then here go Israel, turn around. If America can do it, so can we. So we're gonna let them sneak into Gaza, just let them come on in. They knew they were coming. That if you understand in the Israeli intelligence agency, they are the baddest fuckers next to Scotland Yard.
Yeah.
So they knew they was coming. There's no way they didn't.
Yeah, that would have been a first. Yeah, that would have been a first.
Everybody like that looks for an excuse to fucking fight.
Yep.
They're burning.
They don't look for the excuse, they create it.
They created it, they just let it happen.
That's what
and then
they
there's
do.
a lot of money to make in the military industrial
What I say when they keep the right hand busy, you don't know what the left hand's doing.
Well, most of it's even black, so no one ever really knows. You just write a number in so it all balances, and
that's so much money, Kiko, that you can't comprehend how much money it really is. It's crazy.
No, it was like crazy. 2 days before 9/11, $7.2 trillion missing out of the American defense budget, and then 2 days later 9/11 happens and it all swept away.
Right, just like that. Boom. And what happened after that?
7.2 trillion over 3 years. And then
Why
when
do you think
they would just put in the numbers. They didn't even have to put numbers in. They just put the number in at the end.
Why do you think leaders all over the world are living large and have properties all over the world, right?
And 2 billion went to where?
Like more than 500 city-sized underground bases around the world.
All that black money going down in there, bro. All that black money.
Live underneath and let us destroy ourselves and then come up.
They chilling. They
really think that it's going to be survivable once they come out of their cave, right?
That's right.
Where's going to be all the peons to do their work for them?
No, they think they'll live underneath long enough till they terraform Mars, and then they'll go there.
When a prime minister gets thrown out and a new one coming in Norway, the old prime minister gets 3 years of pay.
What?
The same pay he had when he was prime minister.
Ours get a lifetime pension.
If I get fired from a place or I need to go, do I get 3 years pay after? No.
No, because Christian, you're not the slime minister.
Yeah.
You have to be the slime minister to get that kind of.
You ain't in the big club.
My argument sometimes with politicians is that you get what you pay for. I don't know what it's like in other countries, but in Australia, most of the politicians are ex-trade unionists or ex-teachers, too many the same, nothing against them, but So they get 350,000 a year or something plus perks. Who is gonna? Someone who can run a massive business or a country can make 6 or 8 million a year in doing
Yeah.
that.
Not on.
What-
no-
You get what you
Teachers,
pay for. You know?
teachers here in America don't get,
You
they
get
they
what
don't
you
really
pay.
get paid what they're worth.
And not only that, Craig. In Norway, Prime Minister apply for something in the UN.
Yeah.
We call it FN. You see, is it Stoltenberg or something from Norway now? He's the head of the UN.
No, I don't understand it all, but I often think if people win, politicians,
Well,
not,
Hey, there ain't any
you're not
formula.
paying enough to get quality people to make good decisions on
It
long-term
ain't gonna happen,
decisions.
though, man.
They're just worried about getting re-elected,
Yeah,
and that is no good for anyone because all they're worried about is
they all do that.
my 3 or 4 years to get re-elected.
They all do that, man.
There's no anything for the
Yeah.
people that's
You know what?
supposed to be serving.
You know what I say?
The
If,
people
if,
they're
if
supposed
there
to serve.
if there was some great solution to all these problems, it would have been done a long time ago. And there's not. But all these guys think you're a sucker, and they tell you what you want to hear. So
There are
vote.
many solutions, but most people are pussies. That's the problem.
Yeah, and another thing is
If-
they're dumbing everyone
If 10,
down.
if 10 billion people had stopped, Tony,
Listen,
they couldn't do anything. But we
I
are
learned-
two pussies.
I learned in school. I had a teacher that we had a political debate
But
team.
what do I know?
This
I know
guy
I need
was
to
called. This guy was
smoke.
communist. He liked that, and we would have the debaters get together, and there's three different versions or three different solutions to the problem, and you can make two people happy, but that third is always left out in the cold, and there's always a kink in the armor that's gonna fuck up that perfect plan because not everybody sees it like that, So in theory, we all sit there and we say what we say, and it sounds great. But then when you try to apply it, you're always offending a third party.
But it doesn't really matter because it's all a simulation. It's all bullshit anyway. So
Yeah, well, that was back in middle school for me, man.
it's like
So
it's just an experience, So
I was
it doesn't mean shit.
I was into politics and all that shit up till I got to be a young guy, a young man, because I believed that at that time, Hubert Humphrey, he did all these great things for the country, and LBJ stole all that shit. Johnson he lied, he did all the shit Johnson said he did. Humphrey did it, and to be a good partier, he fucking went along with the system, But then, yeah. So, but I had a Youth for Humphrey card. The dude was genuine, man. I'm telling you. And what's his name? LBJ. He promised him a lot of shit and fucking shit on him. So that was like the last true fucking good guy. In
Next to
politics.
Ross Perot.
Yeah, exact. To me, yeah, that was, yeah. So, but anyway, we're all gonna wake up tomorrow, and the world's still gonna be shit. So, let's enjoy our piece of the pie, man, while we can.
If you wanna go biblical and shit, they say he's gonna rule the world for what 7 times 7 or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So they waiting on Jesus to fix this shit because ain't nobody else can fix it.
No, cannot. That's for sure.
Nobody.
I got a nephew that's a priest, and how he views my sister's infidelity and all that shit. I never once blew her crap about it, but her own children know. I knew her husband since I was 6 years old. I know what kind of guy he is. I never slept in the same fucking room as him, but as far as people go, in knowing people how they are, whether they're good people or not, you can't beat this guy. and his children know it. So when my sister's a part of her clan she's with, they're like these ruthless bitches. They like the riches, and I told her boyfriend once she had an engagement ring on at my daughter's wedding. And I said, "Oh, you guys engaged?" He dips down. He goes, "I just got her that to shut her the fuck up."
And I don't know if my sister's gonna crash. She used to coach. She used to coach volleyball for a Catholic school free. And one day they told them they didn't need her anymore, and it really fucked her head up. So that's when she started with this thing against the brother-in-law, fucking around with this rich guy. And whether she wants to hear it or not, she says what she says to me, and tells me, "Well, that's okay. I'm your sister. I still love you, but she can rip on me all she wants." But the fact of the matter is, I'm gonna ask her how does it feel to work your whole fucking the rest of your life? You ain't gonna be able to retire, because this motherfucker here, he's been burned before. He ain't marrying your ass. Why would anybody want to marry a permanent fucking girlfriend?
If you're not having kids, why would you buy them?
Because she know her lot in life. She know she can't get no further than this.
She got a kid job. She got all that shit. She works at Amazon. She transferred because Covington, Kentucky, is a suburb of Indiana.
She
I mean,
know
not Indiana.
But
Cincinnati.
I
Cincinnati.
didn't understand. Was it she who fucked around, or was it he fucking
Oh,
around?
no, it was she.
Okay.
I know. Listen, I've known that guy since I was 6 years old. Man. I went to school with him.
He wouldn't sleep with a woman until he's married. That's the way he is. He's still like that.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know exactly what went on back behind closed doors, but from what he was telling me, I never gave her shit one time. I shut her the fuck up, and we took our parents out to eat. Well, my dad was still around, obviously, and my sister started. Oh, she gave a beer to my wife. I said she don't drink that shit. And my sister's friend next to me, who I've known since they were little too, she says, "Oh, she'll get a little punchy." I said, "No, because I told her, I tell her, she can drink it or she can't. You don't give her that." My sister said, "You can't do that." I said, "The fuck I can't. Sure I can." I said, Have I ever told you? Have I ever told you how to live your life? And did I say anything about the marriage? You fucked up." She said, "No." I said, "Well, then you need to shut the fuck up.
But
Don't tell. I just said what I said because I don't like her fucking attitude and her philosophy in life.
But Tony, you got the scaled down version of what the elites do. You right there
Yeah.
and you see it.
When I go for my son's wedding next year, she starts any shit. She starts, well, the way you look, this and that, or whatever. I'm gonna tear into right away, right away.
Just like the
You,
pyramid. Just like the
you,
pyramid scheme. There's levels of bullshit that everybody will
you,
accept all the way up to the
you,
top.
you sit when somebody sits there and they think they got the world by the ass, and this motherfucker that they sucking fuck is gonna marry him. This guy ain't stupid. He's been through that shit. He'll never marry her, but I'm gonna make sure she feels that shit because this dude's smart. He's a smart guy. He's an architect, big time.
If I had a woman cheating on me, I would not be together with her.
My brother-in-law said that she used to be in the same bed when I can't stop thinking about him. Well, this fucker's a fool. He's a little plumpy fat ass fucker.
Because when a woman cheats, she's fallen out of love with the person she's
Hey,
married to.
most of the people I knew, um, I wouldn't defend as much as I would him because I know the guy. I know him. I know the way he thinks. How he feels. You know, the only thing that keeps me from knowing her any longer than him is 6 years, and I knew him better than I knew my sister.
Especially
My
when you
bro,
grew up with him.
my brother-in-law Todd. He's been the same guy his entire life. He's a good shit, man. I ain't kidding.
He is what every one of us would fucking want to be.
They
That's
don't
how
change, Tony. I still got friends from when we were 7, 8 years old. When you knew them at 7, they were still the same at 40, 50, 60. They don't change. They don't. Because once they hit maturity and all that little baby shit they did 15 back, it's still with them. That's what they
Well,
know they are, and that's what they
he's
do.
one of
They don't
he's
change.
one of these he's one of these guys where I just say I know this guy well enough that if anybody was negative toward him that didn't know what the fuck they were talking about, I would defend it. I always say, listen, I always say this about everybody I know here because that's the way I feel about people. You know, I'm gonna have your back no matter what. You know, no matter what. I ain't like this other fair weather friend fucker, you know, over there and whatever that, you know, turd land that thinks that everybody believes is bullshit. I'll defend you just like I did Christian. You 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 can't tell me any different from what I know. I know all you well enough that I'm in your corner if something happens, whether we're out socially or we're on here, on you know on the internet here. I won't back down to nobody. Nobody outside of our friendships here can convince me to think otherwise. Now, that don't make me a better person. I know it don't, but that's where I stand when it comes to friendship.
Well, when your character is what it is, you can't change shit. So
No, I mean, no, I bet they'd be like a two-faced fucking bullshitter, man.
I'm trying to tell you.
You know? But I'm telling you,
through all with all our faults and all our qualities, I like who I like, and who I like is right here, you know, and a couple other folks. But this is my world here mostly, so I can discuss and say things and not hate your fucking guts and say you're an asshole.
you can speak your mind here all you want.
I don't have no problem with it because I'm 100% real.
Mhm.
I don't have time for the other shit.
And
So,
the rest, a lot of us other folks can only strive to be that guy.
I don't have time for that
Your
shit.
your opinion and your outlook on shit is not going to deter me from being your friend. You know,
Who who in their right mind has time to be two people at one time? Not
The
me.
older I the older I get, the more I'm thinking I don't have time for this shit. I
Nope.
don't.
There's
I
no
don't.
no. I told a person the other day. It was about some nicky knack shit. They was riding and riding, and I said, "Look, here, when you get my age, this shit don't matter anymore. You got one foot in the grave, and you bickering and arguing about what what color is your toast. What the fuck is wrong with you?
what's better than the next person? What makes me better than you?
That's
Stupid.
right.
I've
Everyone's
experienced.
trying
I've
to do
ex-
their bit.
I have experienced almost all walks of life in my time. So these are experiences. This isn't a
Tony,
lot
Tony,
of folk.
we all get to see every asshole in the world coming up. That everybody knows the same fucking type of person when they come up. You got the
You know,
greedy fucker, you got the selfish fuckers, you got the overachievers, you got the boned down losers. We get to see everything.
I
Everybody that's in this world, you get to see
it,
one of them.
it
They
took
in
a
your
long
family, they in your neighborhood, they every fucking where. There's no escaping it.
it took me a long time. It took me a long time to think. You know, when I was a kid, I always heard the antisocial shit with the N words. You know, so I didn't know what the fuck all that meant, man. You know, all I knew was the kid looked a little different, but I wanted to be his friend. You know, but I would hear the adults constantly be saying shit. So it took a long time for me to see shit for myself. You know, and to stop listening to my father and everybody around him, you know. And I'm different than him in that respect because he never changed. He went to this Bible study thing for the last like 15 years of his life trying to square it with God. I know why he was doing that shit. And when he died, the pastor from their church, it's a they got no affiliation with anyone, you know, Bible study and all that stuff. And I kept rocking, and everybody thought I was crying. I, I had to keep from me saying, you don't know who the fuck you're talking about. He wasn't this guy you think he is. Nah, he ain't like that at all. Man, I grew up a miserable fucking kid. I had no, you know, my dad, fuck.
Well, when
Oh,
I come up in the 60s,
that's
in
another,
the
you know,
70s, I not hear one person in my family say anything hateful about any other race on the planet. So we didn't know none of that shit. If I
Hey,
went to high school, all had white friends, Puerto Rican,
you know,
Jamaican, Chinese, Korean friends. We didn't hear, oh, don't hang out with this and don't do that. We never heard that shit
those
ever.
fuckers, those fuckers. My dad's best friend was black, for Christ's sake, and he used to say shit. You know, and that guy ended up being my first boss at the factory.
Right? We never heard none of that.
His
So
his wife saw me and she goes, I haven't seen you. And there was Dolly, she passed away, and she said, I ain't seen you since you were, like 2 foot high.
so I give major props to my grandmother and grandfather and mother and father because and all my uncles. They never talked hate. They never said shit about
You,
anybody. You know what I mean? Nothing.
yeah, bro, yeah, yeah. Do
Ever.
you know how easy it is to be negative? It's so fucking easy. It's misery loves company. That term. It's so easy, and
No,
I've experienced all of this in my life from the time I was a little baby. And so I'm no stranger to difference. People saying what they say. I told a couple of my customers on my bus that were black. I said, I judge by individual here. Just
mm,
because just because I'm white doesn't mean I like every white person in the world.
I'm
Just
telling
the
you, I'm
same.
on living in military base. I brought the family from Philadelphia
Mm,
all the way up here to Bremerton, Washington, and I'm outside walking around, and this little 5-year-old white boy walked up on me and called me a nigger. A 5-year-old. I said, you. I took him back to his house and told his father, "Oh, my son don't say that." What? I'm a liar now. I said, "You got to be kidding! I'm in the military transit housing. These military people."
mm. Oh,
I said,
we
"Get the
had
hell."
it. We had that happen when I was in the city called Cudahy, where we had one black cop, and some fucking doofus was teaching his kid to say that shit. He taught him. He went up to the guy and he goes, he said, if I rub on your skin, will it turn white? And the guy's fucking dad was right there, and I'm thinking to myself in this day and age, what the fuck is wrong with you, man?
Crazy.
You know, what
I
what
don't
is
care.
wrong? What is wrong with you? Even if you had something happen in your life, this kid don't know shit. He don't know any more than you're teaching him.
Don't tell him nothing. Don't teach him that. Teach him anything else other than that. But I was shocked. I was like, "How old are you?" 5 years. Oh man, I took the little knucklehead back to his father,
My
to his
my
house.
mom don't remember it, but when I was 5, my niece goes, "Oh, how you gonna remember everything from when you're 5?" But I do because it was traumatic. I was standing outside and I was calling these young teenage kids the N words, So they're pushing me around. My dad come downstairs. I thought, oh, he saved me. Thank God, I ain't gonna do this again. As soon as I got upstairs, he started whooping my ass. I'm like, I didn't know what the fuck he was doing.
Hmm?
You know, he said he was yelling at my mom to remember. When he's ranting and raving, I embarrassed him. I heard. I'm 5 fucking years old. Where do you think I heard this shit from? What do you
Right?
think, man? It ain't on TV. So what the fuck you think? You know. So 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 that was the beginning to my fearing my father
Mhm.
until I stopped putting my hands up in front of my face for him to be whacking me.
Ronald, I'll
You know.
tell you a story. Me and my buddy, we were down in Biloxi, Mississippi at the Air Force Base, right? Going through electronics school. And my buddy Derek Frederick was from D.C., right? Inner
Mhm.
city, D.C. And he looked just like Michael Jordan. He even shaved his head, right? So he was a good looking young man, right? He took me across the street, across the tracks in Mississippi. And this was the late 80s. So there was still a division in Mississippi. You know that, Ronald. I mean, when you said across the tracks, you went across the tracks.
That's
And
right.
he took me to a club, right? And everyone in there, I walked in, they were all dressed like Sly and the Family Stone. Remember, they got the nice studs and hat. And I walked in, Fred took me in. As soon as we crossed the tracks, I said, Fred, is this going to be okay? He said, yeah. He said, you're with me. Don't worry about it. We went in this club. It was like that old E.F. Hutton commercial, right? I walked in the door, every head in there turned. I must have been the first white boy ever walked into that club
Like
because
what do you
everyone
call
looked at me and we sat down and the ugliest waitress ever
it?
come up. She had one tooth, right? and Fred went to the bathroom, and she come up to me. She said, "Excuse me, don't you feel a little uncomfortable here?" And I lied. I said, "No, I'm
Yeah.
good."
You did a shit in an animal house, man.
And then Fred was coming out the door from the bathroom, walking toward. He saw that ugly mug, and he turned around, went back in. But this hostess said, "But I feel you like your friend."
Uh-oh.
Oh man! But
You might
nobody
have to
gave
do
me
it.
a problem. You know, we sat there, we had some drinks, we had a good time. But I'm sure I was the first white guy that ever went into that bar. And
And now, Pico, I give you the opposite. I'm over here down in Alameda. So we just pulled in. We want to go down to East Oakland.
Christian, yeah.
We went into this Oakland club.
Where's David?
Boy, all black. I felt like I was the white guy walking in there. I was terrified of these black folks.
I don't know what happened to Pac.
Uh-oh. What happened to David?
David, he might have had to bail out.
I was so terrified being around all these black people. I was like, I don't know what the hell gonna go down here in Oakland. I mean, let's get the hell up out of here.
That was
I was
Oakland,
in,
California.
Huh?
Oakland, California.
Yeah. We was
Yeah.
in East Oakland in a
We
club.
We
They had these old pimps in there with these big ass fedoras and shit.
Right.
I was in we were in a bar, a couple bars in Northside where a factory was with black neighborhoods, and this guy looked familiar to me, man. I asked my friend we were with, Anita, that she's like the translator. She said, "Man, that guy looks familiar." And I said, "Does he have a brother in the reserves?" And she said, she asked him. He said, "Yeah." You know, so I knew of his family a little bit, but I'm like, at the same time, we're young, but we're in the north side of Milwaukee in a fucking bar in a neighborhood where we're not welcome. So we had to watch what the fuck we were saying, you know. But all this fair and loving war here. So I come right back to the reason why I converse with everyone here, because I like
Man,
everybody.
but my buddy Fred, man, we'd go to the club, and I was married, right? So I wasn't out scoping women, but Fred sure as hell was. And ended up, I'd always have to get a taxi back home by myself because some woman took him home, you know.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got more ass in a toilet seat, I'm telling you, man.
All right. Down in Mississippi, doing A school, Tony. We was down there in Meridian. So we had a little weekend off and shit from training. So we went on down to Magnolia. And what for? We had to wear those Cracker Jack whites, right?
Yeah.
Man,
That's one of the reasons why I didn't join.
all right. I know. Well, they all right, but they don't white.
Cracker Jack shit.
So we get into the bar. We order some drinks and shit. Then one of these white girls came over there. Was talking to one of us, and we ordered a rum and coke. And the bartender, he said, "You want rum and coke?" He was talking to my friend, one of my shipmates. He grabs the glass, puts it on the counter. He puts the liquor in the glass, and then he grabs the little nozzle with the coke squeeze in it, and he squeezed it all over his uniform.
Ooh.
I said, "Time to go."
We ain't gonna make any friends here tonight.
No, because the white girl came and was talking to her boy. He got upset with that. It was like, "Yep, it's time to go." And we found a black club. They converted some old skating rink into a club, so we wound up in there the rest of the night.
Otherwise, you spend half the night trying to convince these guys you ain't racist, you know.
Oh well, you don't have to convince them at all. They already racist. You ain't got to do nothing.
Well, I'm saying,
You don't
man,
have to change them.
Yeah, you got to change them. You ain't got to do nothing. They already
Billy
racist.
Bob. My cousin Billy Bob belongs to the KKK. What do you mean?
Billy Bob Fink Day.
That sheriff from Bond, man. Yeah. I mean, I'm commandeering this little vehicle.
The vehicle.
Then they come back from commercial. The fuckers in the back seat.
Remind me when I get back home to slap your mama.
I know that, right?
JW, my cousin Billy Bob got the fastest boat on the bayou. JW,
No way you coming from my loins.
hey, JW was totally black driving a speedboat, man. Fuckers.
And I guarantee you, those same people to this day, on their dying bed, they would think to themselves,
Oh
I
man.
was being an asshole all my life. These people ain't never did nothing to me.
Well, you know what? If you're any normal human being, that'll come
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
It will. And that, like I said before, I had a guy. I had this crazy white woman on there. I think she was German, Nazi kind of German.
Damn.
There was only listen. There was only like 3 people on the bus. This dude comes on. Yeah, I'm a vet. This and that. I only got this. I said, sure, man. And while I'm talking to him, this old lady, this old white lady, said, she wanted to call him she was gonna call him something else, but she called him a cockroach, and he wasn't paying no attention to her. She tried to involve him in the conversation, you know. And he said he was pretty smart because as we're sitting there, he says, "So, lady, what are you, Jewish?" Oh, that fucking chick she lost it, man. She goes, "What do you mean, you cockroach?" You know, I'm like, and then she come up to me later on. She goes, "I said, look, he'd have never said anything to you if you wouldn't have tried to involve him in the conversation." No, I said I was sitting right here, so I know. She come up to me later on in the route. She goes, "Yeah, my doctor says I'm getting better." You know where they had this chick living in a black neighborhood, man.
Who was our doctor? Dr. Vinny Boombox?
Fucking Bupazza, yeah. Can you believe it? You're a loudmouth, crazy bitch. You're on the blackest side of town, and you're gonna start calling people fucking names, man.
Hey, well, you think Hitler went to Venezuela?
Oh my God, Jesus! It was classic when he said what he said. I'm like, I wanted to go like this, you know. She goes, President Nixon, he excused my family, you know, or pardoned my family. I'm like, what the fuck's she talking about? Pardon the governor too? I'm like, what? What? Who really needs to know that? Nobody.
Nah.
But I told her straight up because this other passenger, she was black. She stuck up for her, and I'm sitting there. I'm sitting in the spotlight in the big chair here. I hear what I know. I know what I heard. You know, so don't look for me for no backup. Plus, my shit's recorded too. You know, video and audio. So you know, I had times where I had to kick people off like that. You know what it's like, man. You know what it's like. I said, "You go live somewhere else if you don't like it over here." He starts talking. I got like, I got like 50 black people on the bus, and he's talking loud, and he says, you know what I'm talking about." Oh fuck no! Even if I did, I wouldn't say nothing, man. You fucking kidding me? Holy shit! Sometimes I get this in my mind, you know, but it wasn't too often. But you know, no, you don't come on my bus where I'm trying to avoid paperwork and start calling somebody some shit. I can't save you. I can't help you. You say the wrong thing, the wrong person, man. It's out of my hands. You
Kiko,
know.
did you see that story in Philadelphia the other day?
No.
Apparently,
Mm.
this chick must have had some issue with the bus driver, black chick, white driver. She gets on the bus, puts 3 bullets in it, goes back in there and finishes him off, and then she just walks across the street and walk away. They found her later on.
Catch the other bus going the other way.
Nope, she was walking. She didn't run. She didn't do
Hey.
nothing. Chick.
Damn, Tony, see? Good thing nobody
Yo,
did that to you.
hey, there was a black driver had this loudmouth young black chick on there, and he said "Hey, you want to act like an asshole? I'm gonna treat you like an asshole." He started whooping her, and she took his pumpkin punches, man. She took that first one, and she stood there, and she didn't go down, but she just shook it off, you know, and that's a bad sign, man. when, when you're throwing everything at somebody and they fucking come back. Oh man.
Yeah, that's
She probably taking some of the bath salts, man, when nothing
Holy
affects you.
he open-handed smacked her like a bitch. He open-handed, whap. He gave her everything he had. He said, "You want to act like a man? I'm gonna treat you like a man."
Speaking of that, Tony,
Oh my god.
Craig, you seen this new sport? There's no bloody way I'm gonna stand up there and let this big dude slap the shit out of me. You see this new
It's kind of
sport?
like arm wrestling, except you stand across the table,
They're standing there
and smack
slapping me.
someone as hard as you can.
Wow, I
A
haven't seen
rocket
it.
scientist to do that, huh?
You got to Google that bad boy. I mean, grown ass men just sitting there. He put powder on his hand like he a pimp and shit, and runs
Yeah.
back down to Georgia and slaps the shit out of this dude. I'm like,
Yeah.
who the fuck does that? Ain't no way
We-
I'm gonna just stand there and let
In
you
each
slap
other's
the shit out
jaws.
of me. You
We
see
are
the
over
video?
Hey, we are over the two hour marker, so I'm gonna cut this off for the general public. So anybody want to get on here? Get on here now. You know,
In the background?
yeah, in the background. Anybody in the background? Come on, they got 4 folks here. So
I don't have anybody back there.
yeah. Anyway, thank everybody for coming tonight. We'll be on the we'll be in the background.
Time to go to the dark side.
Yeah, we
Hasta
gotta
la
go dark.
vista, baby.
Ronald's here, so in honor of Ronald, we're gonna go to the dark side here.
On the dark side now.
All right. See you guys. Thank you.
Bye.